Hello students, welcome to your computer classroom. So in the previous class we were discussing about the different input controls in HTML form. In that we have seen about the text box, password box and text area. So let us see it once again and then we will move to the next topic. So we have seen how to introduce text boxes in HTML form. So for that we are using the input type. So here in the input type we are specifying the text. So using this, a text box will appear in our HTML page, HTML form, and for the different attributes for the size and maximum length we are using the size and max length attribute. Clear? And here the about method and action we have discussed that method is right now post and action we are using the mail to. So mail to attribute works as whatever the email ID which we will provide, the form when submitted will send the information in the mail which is provided here. Okay, so this was about the text box. This will be the appearance clear in a HTML form. Then we have seen, so here we have an attribute called as if you want to use any default value, so for that we can use the value attribute. Clear? Like enter your email address, so whatever the information, the text box which is appearing here, if you want any text to be written inside this text box when it opens for the first time, so that is a default value. Clear? So for this we can use the value attribute in the input type. So this here is example, so the same we have written as well. So using this we can give any default value in this text box. Okay, next we have seen how to use the password box. So password box we have seen, for using the password box we are using the input type as password. Clear? So if I see this example, we have seen these were the different uh, elements of the web page like address, city, pin code. So if a person is filling any form or is visiting any website and there is any registration page or a similar data collecting form, so there we face these similar elements. So after these all elements which are written in a text box, we are saving some information which is you can say confidential, which is required to be hidden. So for that, if there is any information like credit card number, clear? So for this we are using the input type as password. Okay, so here you can see the input type is password. Clear? And before these all of the different elements, the input type is text. Clear? So the text means it is a text box and password means it is a password box where the the content or the characters which we will write, that this will be in the form of dots or asterisk. So this also we have seen. Let us see the HTML page which we have designed for this. So here if we come to the HTML page, here is the page which we have designed. So whatever the information, name if you are writing, so this is in the form of character. In the address also, whatever the information we want to write, this is appearing to us. City, clear? So these all informations which we are writing, they are being shown to us as well. But if there is some information which is you can say which is confidential, so for that the credit card number we have taken, so here we have taken the type as password. Clear? So if we will write whatever the information, this you can see this is in the form of dots. Clear? So this will be hidden. Clear? So this is the purpose of the password box, that the information which we are writing, that will be hidden and will be confidential. Now coming to the next, we have seen after this the same is the output here which we have seen in the HTML page. Now next is the large text area. We have discussed that if there is any form where if you want to get any feedback from the customer or the person who is visiting your website, or any comment on the website, if it is required to be written by any of the users or the visitors of the website, so for that we need a large area where the text can be written in sentences, so 3 line 4 lines, more than that. So all of the text box which we are writing, that was a single box, you can say, where a single line was being written. Clear? For example, the name, address, city, so these all boxes were the text box. Clear? So for writing multiple lines we use the text area. Clear? So we have seen this also. For here you can see the after all of these pin code, mobile number and all of the other information, we have used the text area attribute, and in the text area you can see we have specified the rows and column. So rows and column is the you can say the area which is present in the text area, so that will be in the form of some it will have some length and width. Clear? So this row and column is specifying those things, the area or the how much will be the span of that text area. Clear? The same will be given in the form of rows and column. And wrap feature will, whatever the text we are writing, if the text comes at the end of this border, near the border, the text will be wrapped and it will be continued from the next line. So this also we have seen. Let us see the HTML page of this code. So here is the text area output. Clear? So whatever the information, the text boxes were there, then for writing any of the large text, here we have the comment box. Clear? So the person is suppose writing any comment, so this can be written in the text box. So suppose we are writing a comment for this. Let us see the text wrap area, feature. From this website was delivered. So you have seen that we are continuing to the end of this border, and when the text was large enough so that it can't be come in the first line, automatically the text wrapped to the second line. Clear? So this is the wrap feature of this text area. Okay, now coming to the book once again. So this feature is the you can say was the part of text area attribute. Now there is another important part of this. Let us read this. If you want to display the default text in a text area and do not want users to move or edit the text, you can use the read only attribute. Clear? So right now the feature which we were writing, the attribute which we were writing, that was the text area, and the user was, the visitor was able to write in this text area. If in case if you want to provide any information which is written in this area and the person will only view this, he will not be able to edit or do changes in that. So for that we can use the attribute read only. So if we'll use read only attribute inside this text area, so it will make the text which is written in this text area, it will be only read only. Clear? So the person will not be able to do any changes, it will be only visible for him. For example, you might use a large text area to explain something about your form or offer detailed instruction. Clear? So in case if you are designing any web page where you want to provide some information or a detailed description of something, so for that we can use the large text area. So you can place the read only attribute without assigning it a value. Clear? So here all of these attributes, they are assigned some values. For example, the name is comment, rows and columns are also have some values. So for making this text area as read only, we need to write read only within this tag, and not there is no need to assign any value to this read only. Clear? So this read only attribute will change the text area to a read only feature, so it will only be visible to the person. Okay, now coming to the next topic, that is checkboxes. Clear? So right now the input control which we have seen, they were all some in the form of text. Clear? Text or password which were being written by the users. So if we want that there is already defined boxes where the user is only required to check the boxes. Clear? We have seen also these type of pages when you visit various websites, there also we can see. So for taking the input, we see these type of input control methods. These are called as checkboxes. So let us see this now. So you can include checkboxes in a form if you want visitors to be able to select one or more options. Clear? So important part of this is that if we want multiple selections from different options, for that we can use the checkbox. While creating checkboxes, you need to specify some information. So what are these information? We need to specify a word that describes the group of checkboxes. So all of these checkboxes, if it is a part of a single group, we need to specify the group of that. So any word will be using, for example, if it is a part of any question, so that can be used as a name of that group. So this is done using the name attribute. Clear? So here you can see also, let us erase this first. So here you can see in this example as well that a name is specified for writing these different checkboxes. Clear? So the type is here checkbox, means these the input control method right now is the checkbox, but you can see the name in all of these is the sports. Clear? The question is something similar like which sports you like. Clear? So for that we are using a common name as it is a part of a single group. Clear? So that is why we use any common name for all of the different checkboxes. Clear? So that is, you can say, which describes the group. Next is, you need to specify a word that describes each checkbox. Clear? And this is done using the value attribute. So whatever the value we want to assign, clear? So for that value we give some names of these, and we will see that the text which we want to appear, that is written beside these each checkbox on the web page. So after this input type, when this tag is closed, these are the values which are written, which will appear on the web page. Clear? So the different attributes which are part of the checkboxes are, first is the input type is checkbox. Before this you have seen the input type as text and password. Right now we are dealing with checkbox, so we will write the input type as checkbox. Then we have just discussed that we will write a common name that will denote that it is a part of a single group. Clear? Then the value which we are talking, so value is the value any word which describes each of these checkboxes. So these checkboxes have some name. Clear? Each of these checkboxes, the value is written here. Then the text which we want to get appear on the web page, so that is written after this closing tag. Clear? So here you can see the input type is written, and at the end it has been closed. Okay, so let us write this program, and then, so I have written this. So if we come to the desktop, so let me open the page. So here is our checkbox. Okay, let me So here is the text box. Okay, let me check it once again. So password and text area we have just seen. Then the next is the checkbox attribute. So right now we have the menu radio button. Okay, let me open it once. So here if we come to some HTML programs which we have written, so here is the code which we have written. So let us open with the notepad. So this is the code which is written for including the checkbox. Okay, so in this checkbox you can see these were the earlier different attributes which we have written. The method and the action is provided. Then the earlier all of the previous elements which we have written, that was the name, address, they have kept the same. And then we have introduced the checkbox feature. So here you can see the input type is checkbox. Clear? So here you can see there is a question which sports you like. Clear? So this text will appear on the web page. Then the input type is checkbox here. So all of these checkboxes, earlier the input type was text when there was a text box, or when there was a password box, so we have written password for that. Right now you can see all of these checkboxes have the name, the type is checkbox. And as we were talking about that, there will be a common name for a single group of, so these all checkboxes will be the part of a single name, that is sport. So it will denote that they are part of a single, you can say a single group. If there are multiple questions, so then the name of that, so suppose there is a question like which sport do you like. Clear? So for sport, if there is cricket, hockey, or some other terms, so these will all be a single group. Clear? Then if there is a second question on the web page like what is your favorite food. Clear? So that will be another question, and those checkboxes will be another group. Clear? So then the name of these group will change. So right now we are you can say we are writing the checkboxes for a single group, so that's why you can see the name is common for all of these. So this will denote that they all are part of a single group. I hope this is clear. Now next is the value of all of these. So value is cricket, football, hockey, badminton, tennis. So these are the name of these checkboxes, and after this value, when this bracket has been closed, these are the terms like cricket, football, which is written after this bracket. So these terms will appear on the web page. Okay, so this way we have designed a we have written a program, HTML program for making checkboxes on the website. Okay, then we can save this program with any name and .html. Now let us see what will be the output of this. So if I run this program, so here is the checkbox HTML file. Double click this. So here you can see, let me zoom in. These were all the text boxes like name, address, city, pin code, and mobile. So these were all the different elements which we have seen earlier. Then the comment boxes, the text area, the checkbox which we have just created, these are the part of question which sport you like. Clear? And here we have the different checkboxes. Now as we were talking about that, these checkboxes provide us the option to choose multiple options together. Clear? So it may happen that we like more than one value. So you can see when I click on the cricket, it is selected. If I click more than one, so that will also be selected. Clear? So if we want to select 3 values, here we can, like cricket, football, and badminton. So in the same way, in if you give some online exams or various you will face these HTML forms in various website also. So for any of the options where the person can give multiple options, or the questions, the online test questions where there is option for multiple choice questions. So if there is more than one option is correct, so for that we use the checkbox. And when there is only a single option correct, we will see about the radio buttons. Clear? So right now you can see that we can select multiple options as answer of this question. Clear? So this is the feature of checkbox. I hope this is clear. Now coming to the book once again. So here it is. So we have seen the feature how to introduce the checkboxes in our web pages. So the same steps are appearing here. The different terms, the name and values of these attributes, the input type tag, the same has been explained just. Then this is the appearance on the web page, which we have seen in the HTML browser, the web browser where we have run our program. Now next is the radio button which we were talking about. So let us read this now. What is the radio button and what are the features of these? So you can include radio buttons in a form if you want visitor to select only one of the several options. Clear? So in the previous one, when we have seen about the checkboxes, there we have seen that we can select multiple options. Clear? But now in the radio buttons, only a single option can be selected. Clear? So while creating radio buttons, you need to specify some informations which are, so let us see what are the attributes of these radio buttons. So you need to specify a word that describes the group of radio buttons by using the name attribute. Okay, so as we were discussing earlier, that here also these radio buttons we need to specify a group of that. Clear? So this group will be denoted by a name attribute. Clear? So using the name attribute we can denote that this all radio buttons are the part of a single group. Clear? Group means you can say that if it is a part of a answer of a single question, so that is being denoted as a attribute name. Clear? So here you can see all of these are having the name as rate, because here the question is something related to that, like how do you rate this website. So if you are visiting any website where you want to give the ratings of the website, so this is being done by the radio button. Okay, so we have seen the name attribute using which we can give that these radio buttons are the part of a single group. Then we need to specify a word that describes each radio button. Clear? So this is done by using the value attribute. Okay, so this value attribute we have in the same way which we have seen in the checkboxes also. So these value attribute is giving a name of for all of these radio buttons. Okay, then the next is whatever the text which you want to appear beside each radio buttons on the web page, so they are written after this input type when the tag is closed. So here we have written very good, good and average. So these are the text which are going to appear on the website after the radio button. So here it will appear like radio button very good. Clear? In the same way, good and average. Clear? So these all will be after this radio buttons. Radio button, we all know that there will be a circle box where you can click on this. Clear? So these three important attributes of this radio button are, first is the type. So earlier we have seen the type was checkbox, here the type is radio. Okay, and the name is denoting that all of these, if a name is same, so it will denote that these radio buttons are the part of a single group. The value is the name of these radio buttons, and the text which we want to appear after this radio buttons, that is specified after closing this input type tag. Okay, now let us try to write this program and run and see the output of this. So first erase this. So if I come again to the desktop, here we have written the radio button program. Let us open again with the notepad. So here it is. Let us zoom in. So all of the earlier attributes elements are the same. Name, address, these were all the input boxes. Now here is the question which will appear on the website, like how do you rate this website. So a person is visiting any website, so if in the form, if we want to take a feedback from the user, like by using a radio button, so you can give a rating that the website is good, very good, or average. So related to that we can give the options in the radio buttons. Clear? So here you can see the input type is now radio. Clear? So this denotes that we are using the radio button. And the name, so name is denoting that this is a part of a single group. So if it is a you can say answer of the options of a single question, so it will have a common name. For example, if you are giving online test, so in the online test, if the question 1 is what is the capital of India, clear? So in the capital of India, if there are 4 options like Lucknow, Varanasi, Delhi, and Mumbai, clear? So if there are 4 questions, 4 options for this question, so they will appear as a part of a single group. Clear? So that will have a common name. Then if we have the second question, like what is the national uh, currency, or what is the national animals, something like that. So national animal, if suppose there is a second question like national animal, clear? So if the options are peacock, tiger, clear, and then 2 more, so these 4 or 5 options we can give as per the need. If you want to give 5 options, for that we can write the input type 5 times. Clear? So here if it is the options of the second question, then the name will change. So here we have, in our case, we have written as rate, that was the question related. We will write any term here. So as here we are dealing with the first question where we are giving the options of capital, so then this name can something written as capital. So these all of radio buttons for the first question will have a common name. Suppose it is capital. In the same way, if it is the option of the second question, then we will give a name something like animal. Clear? We can write any of the names. So name is denoting that they are part of a group. Clear? So using these names we specify that these radio buttons are the part of a single group. And then we have the different values. So values are the name of these radio buttons. So here we have written superb, very good, good, and average. So these are the names of these radio buttons, and whatever the text which you want to appear after this radio button, they are written at the last after closing this input type tag. Clear? So you can see at the last we have written these names. So this name will appear after this radio button. Let us erase this and see how the output will appear on the screen. So if I run this program here, if we double click this radio button, let us see the output now. So here you can see that we have this radio button on our web page. Like how do you read this website? So we have the options superb, very good, good, and average. Okay, now let us see the program once again. There we have written in the first option which we have written, clear, we have written attribute as checked. Clear? So you can see in the first radio box we have written checked. Clear? So this will do that by default the whatever the value it is written, it will be selected by default. Clear? The user can change it. So in any of the options, if you want to give a predefined value which is already selected, so for that we can use the attribute checked. Okay, let us erase this and then we will see that this will disappear from the page. So earlier the super was already selected. So if I delete this checked, okay, so I have deleted this. Now save it, Control S, then refresh the page which we were clear. So here you can see now none of these options are selected. So whatever the options which you want to select, we can click on that. Clear? So if I click on super, very good, good or average, so this here we can see only a single option will be selected. Okay, when you click on any other, the earlier one will be removed. Clear? So this is the feature of radio button, that we can only choose a single option out of all the given options. So I hope this is clear how we have seen the concept of radio button in HTML form. Okay, now in the coming classes we will see about the various other features like creating menu, then submit and reset options. Clear? In any of the web page. Here there is an important feature which we have just discussed, that if we are writing checked attribute, so using the checked attribute, a radio button in the group will be selected by default. Clear? And which we were talking about, the name attribute. So when radio buttons have different name attributes, the browser treats them as a part of different radio button sets. So this means the user is able to turn more than one of them on at a time by clicking. So make sure all the radio buttons in a set have the same name attribute to avoid this. So which we were talking, that if you want that only a single option is selected for a given question, so then we need to specify a common name of this. So this will denote that this is a single set. So if you will write different names, so the browser will treat that all these radio buttons are the part of different sets, and then we can select multiple options. So that is why it is important to note or to emphasis on that the name should be a common for a single set. I hope this is clear. So read all these and let us discuss in the coming class about the further new topics, and if there is any question or query, we will discuss in the online session. Thank you.